Hello everyone, this is Rasta Goswami and today I am presenting one new topic which is geometric mean and which is in short denoted by GM. Like in as you studied the harmonic mean where which is denoted by HM, so here in the geometric mean it is denoted by GM. So the geometric mean of n number is defined as the nth root of the product of n observations of the series. So here the geometric mean of n numbers is defined. Let's suppose the geometric means n is denoted by the power and of the nth root of the product of n observations of the series. So here in the geometric mean, first there is a product of all the observations, okay, and then 1 by nth. You can also write it like a root, and here the root is there. So under the root all the observation is multiplied, and this is called the geometric mean. So here the geometric mean of n number is defined as the nth root of the product of n observations of the series. Gm is equal to x1 into x2 into x3 or by the xn. It is up to the xn, and in the root it is denoted by n root number. Let's suppose there is a square, so 2 by the root of the root, and if the root is the 3 or 4, so in the place of n it is written like that. That means that you have to square, like here the all observations are in the square form. If the n value is 2, if it is 3, so we have to find out the cube of all the observation and then multiplied it, and whatever the answer is, then break the root and you get the answer. Okay, it is like that only. So the geometric mean of n number is defined as the nth root of the product of n observations of the series. Gm is equal to n root x1 into x2 into x3 and xn, and gm is equal to x1 multiplied by x3 up to xn. So you can write it by this also, but basically gm is what? Root under the product of the observations. So it is like a gm, and root here in the before the root n is written if the all observation are in the form of a square or cube whatsoever, so it is written by the n. So if nothing is written, so it is very obvious that the n value is 1, and if 2 is there or 3 is there, so it is like accordingly you have to solve the questions. And you can also write the n by 1 by n, okay, root. So here thus gm is equal to n x1 into x2 into x3 dot xn. Then gm is x1 into x2 into x3 up to xn and 1 by n. Okay, then we have taking a log both side. So whatever the value you get, now you are implementing the log on the both side, where log gm is equal to log x1 into x2 into x3 up to xn and by 1 by n. Okay, then we have log gm. So log gm is what? Log gm is equal to 1 by n log x1 into x2 into x3 up to xn. So while implementing the log on the both side, what will happen? So when you implement the log, so log is what? Log is the way how to write it, like by the property log n m power n, so you can write n log m. So it is a way of writing, like m to the power n. So what we say in the basic term, we say m to the power n, but when you write it in a log form, so you can write n log m. Okay, n log m. n log m, where the power is written at first, then you have to write the log and then m. Okay, so here log gm is equal to log x1 into x2 into x3 up to xn is the 1 by n, and log gm is 1 by n log. So what type log you are implementing? So you have to implement by both sides. It is not like you can implement on one side only. So when you implement the log, so here x1 x2 x3 up to xn and 1 by n is there. Then in the next step 1 by n, you can write it like 1 by n into there, because it is in a log form, where the power is written as first, then log, and then whatever the power of the number is, so this is the number. This is like that only. Then we have log of gm is 1 by n log x1 plus log x2 plus x log x3. So what basically you are doing, you are multiplying the log by each observation, like log x1 log x1 log x2 log x3 log xn, so up to log xn. Okay, and what is the basic thing that will change is that the all the observation is in the multiply form, and now all the observation is um, like all the observations are in the additions form. Then we have, so what we can write, we can write that we can write that log xi. Okay, so as we can see that if x1 x2 x3 is written, so in the short we can write xi. So here in the summation of n by I is equal to 1, we write log xi, and all things are as it is. But the basic problem is we don't need the log gm value, we just want to have the value of gm. So what we will do to remove the log of the gm? So here we will see. Then taking anti-log. So to remove the log of the gm, we will take the anti-log. Anti-log is what? To remove the log from the left side. Okay, so when we are implementing the anti-log, now gm is separate, gm is there, and anti-log al, you can write it al, anti-log, and here all the observations as we have studied already. So this observation is there. Okay, so where 1 by n, then summation n I iota is equal to 1, it is the way of writing. Basically it is 1 by n into log xi. Okay, so this observation are in the bracket, which is as it is copied, but in the bracket what we will do, we will multiply by the anti-log. So here this log will be not removed. Why it will not remove? Because it is in the form of writing, it is in the multiplication, it is in under the 1 by n, so it is under the 1 by n. So that is the reasons where log will be not removed, and here the anti-log is there, so anti-log remove the gm log. Okay, so the ultimate formula is the gm is equal to anti-log 1 by n and by iota is equal to 1 log xi. So why we have done this? Because in the mathematics you have to balance it out, like LHS is equal to RHS. It is similar to that. When you are doing a calculation, let's suppose you are additionally doing addition in each and every observation, so in the formula you have to minus the values so that you get the neutral value without affecting any of the observations or the answer which is done by you. It is not in the original question. So if the questions or the value which is not in the original question, and you are multiplying it, dividing, or adding or subtracting, so you have to balance it out. But in the statistic, what we will see, that either this question is impacted by the change of the scale or origin. So if the scale or origin both is there, so both multiplication, divide, additional, subtract, like in the mean, so both it will change. Like if you are calculating the questions and you are implementing by yourself, and whatever the answer is, what when you are finding the formula, so you have to neutralize by taking the opposite side. Like for the positive sign, the opposite is negative. For the multiply, the opposite sign is divide. So it is similar to that. And if in the statistic, if the question is not affected by change in the origin or scale, so even if you are doing, so there is no need to do in the ultimate formula. Like in the standard deviations, even if you are even if you are adding or subtracting any of the questions in the standard deviations, in the ultimate formula, it doesn't impact, because the standard deviation is not impacting due to the change of the origin. Okay, are you getting what I'm saying? So standard deviation is like that only. So not only the standard deviations, correlations, when we make the correlation, so there is no change of observations, there is no change of the scale or no change in the origins, they are just putting the standard deviation and other forms. So here there is no such additional things where there. So even if we will see in the properties, even if the standard deviations or any other properties, where we will see that which of the things are impacting, and that will become the property. Okay, if in the formula change of the origin is important, then addition or subtractions will be affected and it is written as the property. If the change of scale is there, then multiply and divide is there. So it is similar to that only. Then we have types of GM, geometric mean. So there are two types of geometric mean: simple GM and weighted GM. So simple GM, in this case, equal importance is being given to all the observations of the series as we have studied. So determination of SGM equals series GM is equal to n by x1, x2, x3 up to xn. Okay, so in the individual series, then we implemented the anti-log. So anti-log, so in the anti-log, the if you have already solved the derivation, so you can just simply write the formula that GM is equal to anti-log and by summation iota by equals to 1 log xy by n. Okay, so illustrations, when you studied that, find the GM of 3, 6, 12. So here first you have to write like 3. Okay, so and the value of n is there, then x1, x2, x3 is up to x3, because 3 GM is there. Then put it in the formula that whatever the value is, first you are taking the consideration of the 3, so all the GMs will be written as multiplied it. Then you can write the GM is as 1 by 3 root, and now you are breaking out and multiplying it, so you are taking the common, like 3 and 6 by 6 is written by how. So if you are multiplying it, the questions will be quite long, so it's better to break it out and then take it a common. So 3 is there, then break the 6, which is 2 into 3, then in the 12, 3 into 2 into 2. Okay, so this is the questions. Then we take the common, 3 power 3 and 3 power 3. Okay, and after that 1 by 3, the base 3 is there, so 3 is written in the up and 1 by 3 is there, so power will be cut. So after that 3 into 3 is there, so 3 into 2 is what, 6 units. So first answer is this. Then so you can write it like this. So here why the 3 is written, because 3 dm is there, so n value is 3 and x1 x2 x3 is the observation, so that's why the answer is like that. Then we have the illustrations that find the gm for 2 4 8 6 16 32. So here the 5 observation is there, so in the observation 5 is 5 will be written as as I said. Then just break it out, like 2 and 4 is written like 2 into 2, 8 is 2 into cube, 16 is 2 into 4 and 32 is 2 into 5. Okay, then when you will take the common, like like 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 whatsoever, so your ultimate answer will be what, right? 2, and you are multiplying it 2 into the power 2, so here the power is 3. Okay, and then we have the 2 into power 4 and 5. So like when you are taking the common, like 2 into 2 into 2, and here 3 2 is written. Then in the cube you can write 2 cube into 2 and 2 5. So here all the 2's, 1 1 1 1 1 1 is there, and 2 into 5 is the 15. So ultimately the 2 into 15 is there when you are calculating 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 and then 3 and then 15. So when you are breaking out all the 2s, so you find that 15 2s is there, so that is why 215 is there. When if you are written as the power, so if the base is same, the power will be added. So 1 4, the 4 is the power of the 2, so 3 is there. Then here the 8 will be 3, so 3 3 6. Then 4, because 16 is a 2 power 4, so so here is 6 and 4, which is 10, and here the 32 is the power of the 2 to power 5, so 15 will be the answer. And the outer 1 by 5 is there, so 5 is the is divided by 50, so 2 to the power 3 you can write it 8. So 8 unit is the answer. So illustrations. Then we have the second questions, which is the monthly income of families in a locality are given below. Calculate GM. So the question is quite long, and that is the reasons why it is written as vertically, where families is there, their income is there, and log. So log is like written in the log table, and you have to find the value. So I think we will make another video for it to get the deep explanations with the help of the table. So till then, wait for the part 2.